Hello, welcome to the premiere episode of Twitterati. I'm your host, Cairn Rodrigues, fantasy author, lapsed chef, and Twitter bon vivant. You know, I've always wanted my own television show, but for some reason the networks don't call. So I thought to myself, hey, I have Windows Movie Maker and absolutely no experience. Let's do this thing. And it's not the first time I've said that. Now, I read an article, probably online, said that only 16% of Americans are on Twitter. So my question to the other 84% of you is, what are you doing with all of your time? You're missing a lot. Twitter's a lot of fun, but it's okay, because that's why I'm here, to bring you the very best highlights from my timeline every week. Now, I've heard this ugly rumor, quite possibly on the internet, that people who don't use Twitter don't get hashtags. They don't know what they are, when to use them, how to use them. And that's okay. I'm here to give you the two most crucial pieces of information you'll ever need about hashtags. Number one, hashtags are the most important thing about Twitter. You should use them early, use them often. And number two, hashtags are the least important thing about Twitter, and you should avoid using them at all costs. Did that help? Wasn't supposed to. Because you can make your own rules on Twitter. It's very freewheeling. There are many uses for hashtags. One of the things that they do is remind us of holidays that we might otherwise have forgotten. Like, did you realize that National Pancake Day was last week? No? Yeah? Did that slip by you too? Well, it was on Twitter. I'm sorry to report that pancakes are not that funny. They're delicious. They're not funny. The best I could come up with was from Jeremy O'Kelly. Jeremy says, I actually hate pancakes, but yet I crave them. Hashtag National Pancake Day. Thanks, Jeremy. Way to take one for the team. We appreciate it. Now, Twitter likes to keep a running tab of what's the most popular conversations in this little trending box. You see it off to the side there on your Twitter screen. And it'll tell you what everybody's talking about today. Some of the popular hashtags from last week, other than, of course, National Pancake Day, was hashtag lies told by females. Because guess what? There's still misogynists in the world. Did you not know that? It's true. Sorry. I did not stick around to see how long that one trended, because if I said I did, it would be a lie told by a female. Did you realize that there is a new pope? He came along a few months ago, was a young maverick guy trying to bring the Catholic Church into the 21st century. Hey, way to go, Catholics. Last Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, so if for some reason you wanted to go and smear some dirt on your face, I hope you took a selfie and you posted it to Twitter with the hashtag. I like that. Way to go, Catholic Church. Hashtag. Happy Ash Wednesday, if that's what you say to people. I don't know. Now, you don't have to wait for somebody else, like the Pope, to create a hashtag. You can kind of start your own conversation. You can make a hashtag out of anything, and you can even hashtag, a la Nicole Michelle. Nicole says, hashtag that awkward moment. You send a tweet and then think, damn, I should have hashtagged that. Hashtag, hashtags. Yes, Nicole, next time come prepared. One of my favorite uses for hashtags on Twitter is playing silly games, such as replace a band name with pizza. One example of that would be, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen and the Pizza Street Band, perhaps. A recent favorite was hashtag add a word ruin a movie title, and my entry for that was the return policy of the Jedi. Recently, hashtag food songs trended, and we have our friends at Crowdcast Music to thank you for Your Body is a Wonder Bread. Squishy. And bringing us full circle is Lady Bang. Lady Bang offers Chasing Pancakes by Adele, hashtag food songs, hashtag National Pancake Day. Thank you, Lady Bang. Well, Twitter isn't just about hashtags. No, there are many interesting things going on Twitter, such as puppies and kittens, recipes, puns. I personally like to retweet pictures with lots of color in them because I'm somewhat of a simpleton in that manner. What about parenting? You got any parents out there? Anne has some thoughts about parenting. My daughter can't finish her shamrock shake, and now I have a favorite child. That was the system I used, Anna, and it worked out good. All the best to you. Damon Hunzecker has this poignant thought. One of the scariest things for parents is when a child goes out into the world alone for the first day of school and gets stolen by a bear. I've lost 2, maybe 3. They don't put this in the brochure, but parents, watch out for the bears. Seriously. From Tarzan Feathers, I spent 15 seconds bandaging my daughter's knee and 3 hours pushing bubbles out of this new screen protector. This kid's going to grow up to be a doctor. You just wait and see. Now, what if you're looking for some companionship? Twitter's great for that. It can be platonic. It can be romantic. It can be, kinky. I've seen. Maybe you're just too cheap for to sign up for Match.com. So you post an impromptu profile on Twitter, and maybe you get lucky. Your favorite psycho says, "Don't get me wrong. I'm stupid. I'm just not put metal in a microwave stupid." This one's a catch, ladies. Shout him out. Now, it's also quite possibly a place to break up with somebody, passive-aggressively, a la Andy Pandy. "You are my world!" And by that I mean, you are round and heavy. Perhaps our friend Andy Pandy here can take some dating advice from my new best friend, Alexander Nekrasov. Alexander says, "Guys, if you want to hit it off with great-looking chicks, you need to have a sense of humor. And for that, you need to read proper books." Good advice, Alexander. Now, what if you're a DIY sort? What if you like to spend your weekends building bookcases out of old hubcaps and milk crates? You can get plenty of DIY tips on Twitter. I bet you didn't know that. From Puzzlemore Studios. If you stare hard enough, maybe it will fix itself. I've tried this. I think it works. Go ahead and do this at home, kids. I really recommend it. You'll be fine. No, I'm really sure you'll be fine. Home remedies. You want a home remedy? The ancient Egyptians, according to Kurt Hansen, recommended mixing half an onion with beer foam to ward off death, which is a great recipe for your next Sunday hangover brunch. And have you ever had a sentence, a great one in your mind? Let's say you're not even a writer. You're just a person driving along. You thought of a great sentence, but you don't have anybody to say it to. You don't even have the right conversation to put this sentence in any kind of context. Well, you don't want to throw it away. It's a perfectly good sentence. It needs to get out there in the world. And this is Twitter's primary function. Random sentences that have no other place to go. For instance, we have Irv. "What this salad needs is a pork chop and some barbecue sauce." And that's how I was elected CEO of the Public Health Department. I want to live where Irv lives. I'm pretty sure it's in Springfield. I'm willing to relocate. There are a scant amount of nerds on Twitter. You have to look really hard to find them, but they're there. They're there. And representing for the geek world is Odd Thomas. Odd Thomas says, "Told a Star Wars fan my favorite thing about Star Wars was the Enterprise. Adds risk-taker to resume." Way to go. Hope you land that job. I hear the Death Star is a great entry-level position. You go. You go. There are also a few less than perky thoughts on Twitter, but hey, that's part of life. And Kelly B. Doll says something I think we can all empathize with from time to time. Kelly B. reports, "Being an adult human is too much work today. Hashtag testify, sister." And we have this thought from Ben Stahl. Ben says, "I hate the empty feeling I get when I finish a book I enjoy. Hashtag sad." Well, Ben, when that happens, I recommend that you buy a new book. Let's say The Last Prospector by Cairn Rodrigues, available on Amazon.com. Speaking of The Last Prospector, one of my favorite tweets, Oliver Crusoe, has this to say: "The last prospector wanders solstice. Feed him well, he'll be nice. Treasure he seeks, food flushes his cheeks. His cat eats more than mice." This is the best book blurb ever. I'm going to put it on the next edition. Thank you, Ollie C. This seems like a good time to remind everybody that Twitterati is brought to you by The Last Prospector by Cairn Rodrigues, available on Amazon.com. Buy it today. Only $13.99 for this lovely hardcover, or $3.99 for your Kindle download. Come on, kids. You need a new story. This brings us almost to the end of my very first episode of Twitterati. Thank you so much for sticking it all the way out here. I appreciate it. I will be back next Monday with a fresh episode, bringing you the very best of Twitter. If you can't wait until then to hear more from me, and who can blame you, you can follow me on Twitter, surprise, at Cairn Rodrigues. There it is down there. I also blog with words and punctuation, and it's pretty cool. You can find me at thelightstealersong.com. And if you're feeling really generous, why don't you hop on over to Facebook, where there's the Last Prospector page. Believe it or not, yes, I'm on Facebook. So go give me a like and see what happens. Now, this brings us to our final tweet. And this is from Ian T. Hall. And Ian says, seriously, started off with good intentions on Twitter, but now feel my fate has been sealed. See you all in hell. Well, hopefully not before next week. Thank you for joining me on Twitterati. I hope to see you again next week. And please, go out and buy The Last Prospector. Thanks. Bye.